Hi. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Trevor will have to hit the button. there you go. We did it. Hey, Trev, is the desktop audio still unmuted? Can you mute the desktop audio for me? Just in case. Thanks. We don't want my Discord notifications coming through on
Bling.
on the stream. Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Chat is moving so fast, everyone can see that I love. Thanks, Travis. It's good to see you.
Is that Lineage Break Karn I see?
What? No, that's me.
Same person, right?
Me, Karn? Me, Karn?
You Karn?
No, that's Bubba Gooner. Time to spam Discord ping. Well, it's muted now, so you just get to, brighten my day with your notification.
You could slide into my DMs. I'll unmute my phone.
Who killed the tunes? Yeah, sorry I'm late. What a day today. So I was up last night, as you do, till 4 or 5 in the morning. I was watching Ludwig open Pokemon cards because he like put out a video where he opened one of every pack that's ever been created or whatever because he's cursed and a billionaire. Hey Freedom, hey Aaron. So I was watching him at 5 in the morning instead of going to sleep, and you can tell that just like the internet has ruined me and everyone else. That he opened a trainer card or whatever named Candace, and I laughed out loud immediately, and so did he, which is so cursed. It's like absolutely absurd that we've been ruined. That just see the word Candace and two 30-year-old men. I was like, oh shit, I'm too old. I can't do that. There's also a Pokemon called Clobopus.
Yes, I know about Clobopus. Yep.
I did not know that. That would also made me laugh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Pokemon.
For obvious reasons.
Pokemon names are getting kind of out there.
Show CC receipts. You don't want to see Shinja's receipts. That guy, he's got a real serious problem. A real and serious problem.
Hey, I was there. I was there on the ground floor. He got it in the first 2 polls, two 10 polls.
Got what?
The first. Oh.
I'm working on stuff. You need to.
Yep. Yeah. He. I don't remember the character's name. The one he was polling for the other night.
Oh, Evelyn.
Evelyn. Yeah, something like that. He got it in the first 20 polls, and then never again, and lost every.
I'm never gonna fix this fucking.
I don't know.
Thing.
I don't know about the algorithm of gacha games.
What's ligma mean? I don't get it. I gotta replace these headphones. Anyways.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, it is a Friday. There's a lot to talk about today.
Is there? I mean, there's like spoilers, I guess, right?
We have spoilers. We have national stuff.
True. I was told that.
I would just like to say, I guess we can save it for the show, but give yourselves a round of applause, everyone, for making it to 1,200 likes last night. We got to see that last UR.
And it could have been cool, too. And then it was a Jin card instead.
Yeah, Jin needs help.
Cringe!
Jin.
That card is way worse than I thought it was. We can save that for the show.
Yeah.
Every time I read that card, I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't do what I think it does. Chat, you don't hear any weird audio noises, do you? I think it's just our headphones, which is fine. I just want to make sure it's not you. I can ignore it, but you can't ignore it. But yeah, so we have some spoilers to talk about. UR is bait. It's bad. Yeah, I think so. You can hear it?
Interesting.
Okay. All right. Well, Steven's on vamping duty.
All right. Yeah, let's not talk about the new pole arm. That thing is pretty bad. How about we talk about that dolphin, though? I think that dolphin's pretty good. There's audio buzzing whenever Cam talks.
I was wondering why this is so tight. Look at it. Look at these fucking psychopaths.
Oh.
See that?
I do see that. That's interesting. Round and round the microphone goes. Where it stops, no one knows. Yeah. But yeah, I think that water mill deck looks pretty good. You know, a Goja mill. I think it goes pretty hard. What do you guys think? It Goja's pretty hard. Thank you, Cam. Thank you. That was great. I think Water Assassin Mill is viable, actually. I think we're getting enough stuff where like you could probably do that now. Yeah, live stream troubleshooting is always the best.
Steven.
Yes, sir. Hello. Are we back? Can you hear me now? Hello. Buzz, buzz. We back. Yeah, let's go.
Buzz.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah.
I understand. I have to rewire the whole store. It's been long enough. Did I have to rewire the whole store? I don't know, man. Whatever. Has it been like this for the entirety of our show and just nobody ever told me? It's probably true. I'm going to try to not be tilted about it. Can you scoot to the right, Trevor? That's your... Oh, yeah, to your left, sorry.
Noticed it last week, but not before that. Understood.
Yeah, I do see it. How long do I want to delay our show? It's very hard for me to be on when I'm doing the suboptimal job.
Don't worry, chat. We'll get this figured out. Shouldn't just said XLR cable replacement.
Probably correct. That's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of bees in here.
Stop
Not
speaking.
the bees. It's that one. Or at least it stopped in my ears. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yep. Came right back.
Which is weird because that's the one that somebody fucking twisted to shit, but this one's fine. It's surely that one. I can't do anything about that. So.
Okay.
All right. Well, issue's been isolated, but I can't fix that. What a nightmare, dude! I ran these cables 4 years ago, so you guys just gonna have to deal with it. Sorry. Yeah, they're run behind all of our like shelving and computers, and so I'm gonna shoot myself. They're stapled to the wall, and it's wild that this is the one that broke. I guess we like step on it. It's like it's in a cable runner across the floor, but I guess we do theoretically step on it a bunch. So, all right. Well, sorry, chat. I appreciate your patience. I'll get that fixed for Jesus next week. Kill me. I gotta order a new cable. Yeah, my cable management is so bad when I build computers. They just like they're just rat's nests and that I shove into the back. But this one I ran quite well. But I guess I'll have to run it again, or I'll just be lazy and I'll run it through the fucking
Ceiling?
through the room. You know, just on the floor.
Oh.
Hope people don't trip over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a new studio, chat. Hit the subscribe and the donate button to pay for our
New studio?
new studio.
Yeah, that'd be
but
great.
Neither of those things exist. All right. Sorry, chat. We're back. A dinosaur story.
Ooh. You haven't hit them with that in a while.
Yeah, we have some spoilers to talk about. Is there any spoilers you want to talk about, chat? You let us know. We have.
What do you guys want to talk about?
You can't donate. It was a joke. We don't take your money. We don't deserve it. We have Mr. Trevor Proxies Codex running the boards today, so we have the ability to pull up whatever you want, and you can look at it as long as it's new. I think you put the promos on there for nationals as well. Some of them, not all of them. Well, you know, whatever. Who cares, you know? All right, Steven, you ready?
Yeah, let's start that show.
Try to ignore the buzzing in my ears. Giving me a fucking aneurysm. Very easily tilted, you know? That's why it's bad that I play League of Legends.
I can confirm this.
Very easily tilted by things out of my control. All right. Whoop whoop. You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I guess I should be ready as well. We have nationals to talk about.
We got the Nationals. We got
Melbourne.
the like and share campaign.
True.
Yeah, Melbourne. Seattle.
Talk about this stupid fucking dolphin.
I like the Dolphin. Stop. Why does everyone keep hating on the Dolphin? I think that card is good.
Stupid fucking dolphin.
Cam's just upset that the Dolphin's not a hot girl.
I am. It's true. The last dolphin we got was a hot girl.
That is fair.
Yeah, like, come on, dude. No, it's not our junglers. It's always my AD carry running it down.
That's your mid laner that's throwing.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Because he doesn't actually want to be a mid laner anymore.
Yeah. And what are you playing, Steve?
Something where I'm not just
Jungle?
getting constantly ganked by the jungler. Yeah, maybe I'll.
There's only 2 roles in the game, and I play one of them, so you can have the other one if you want.
Sure.
There's only 2 roles in League of Legends.
Sure. I will.
And it's support and jungle.
I'll jungle. I'll start jungling. And I jungle just like our other jungler did last night, where you just completely ignore the mid lane. And is that how you jungle?
Grey Wolf says, vote for spoiler. Everyone vote Fire Cleric. Thanks. We'll get that one live, I assume. All right.
I clicked the water
Excuse
mage
me.
button.
Oh, dude, already done, bro. Already done. I have still notifications on.
Yeah,
if you
don't have that bell rung on Sill's posts, like, are you even?
I'm sure he thinks
there's
there's something wrong with me when he like tweets at like 5 in the morning and I respond within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck's wrong with that guy? Water Mage is pretty base, so they're both pretty good options.
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry, Cam. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that battery acid rye might be a thing again. You sold your knives.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, that bad battery acid deck's gonna be sick. All right. We're doing it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I'm your host, Cam. With me, as always, is Steven.
Hi, Cam.
Hi, Steven. Joining us today, our special guest is Bees in the studio.
Yeah.
Apologize for the buzzing that I've isolated the issue, so it'll be gone for next week. But
all I can
this
say
week,
is
get
honey
used to
be
it.
lovely.
I don't know what that means.
Yep.
Is that
some people do?
Are you in? Is that like a furry thing, or
No.
is that like putting pineapples on your door
Yeah.
at the,
See.
What does that mean? Actually,
See, like Joy Boy knows.
I don't know what the pineapple thing
Adi
means.
knows. You don't know what the pineapple thing is?
No. Is that
It's
like
for swingers.
It's like an orgy thing, right?
Yeah. You put an upside down pineapple to indicate that you are down to clown, and
Why don't you put a clown mask instead?
Understood. That's a different thing.
Are you going to see ICP next month?
I am not.
All right, just checking. Hey, this is a Great Archive TCG podcast. Welcome back. We're a couple of weeks out from that there abyssal heaven. I'm having a really hard time.
Looking at cleric cards, yeah, I bet.
No, that's true. HVN is in my brain very hard for me to remember what the set is called. I don't know why. So it always takes me a second to get to Abyssal Heaven. But we are a couple of weeks out from Abyssal Heaven. We have at this point now all of our ultra rare spoilers.
Yeah.
We have all of our SR spoilers except for
3.
the spirits that we will see in Melbourne. So we have a pretty holistic look at the set, which is cool. Talk a little bit about that today, how things are shaping up. We also have nationals to talk about. The nationals dates are finally out. All that good stuff. The prize pools have been announced, all that. Interesting stuff to talk about. Some prize cards that we can take a look at. And then we have Melbourne next week.
Melbourne.
As of recording today, Stephen.
Is it next week?
It is next week.
Wow, yeah.
We are... God, is the buzzing getting worse? We are. I'm going to stop touching my mic, maybe. 2 weeks out from Abyssal Heaven launch as of today. So
yeah.
in just 2 weeks, we will be gripping all those new cards, hopefully opening good cards and not bad cards.
Yeah.
That's the hope. I don't know, Steve. What do you want to do first? I guess we can do nationals first.
Yeah, let's do nationals first.
Do
and
spoilers
then we
at the
can
end.
talk about spoilers with them at the end.
It's been a hot minute since we have talked about nationals, but they are coming up, impending, some sooner rather than others, and I know that a lot of people were waiting on the dates for U.S. nationals, and we finally have those as well. So,
all right.
First of all, I guess in order of
the article, which you can find at grandarchivetcg.com.
True.
Or gatcg.com.
So, first we have SEA Nationals, which is April 5th through 6th. That one's like right
Pretty
around
close,
the corner.
yeah.
It's like 5-6 weeks now.
Yep.
European Nationals in Dusseldorf, April 26th through 27th. Oceania Nationals, May 10th through 11th, my birthday. By the way, everybody say happy birthday to Steven. His birthday's on Monday. Happy birthday.
Woo,
He's
it's my
old.
birthday.
That guy, old.
Yeah. Practically dead.
Practically
they
dead.
say.
And then last but certainly not least, and probably the biggest, is North American Nationals, May 24th through 25th in, just like they told us, St. Louis, Illinois. That's what it says right here. St. Louis, Illinois.
That says Collinsville, Illinois.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but it is apparently very close to St. Louis. We like just giving them a hard time. This is why, anybody that is mad at Weebs of the Shore or TM32 or Shinja specifically, which is where you should direct your anchor, about why they choose, destination cities, Chicago, Toronto, stuff like that.
Right.
It's because if they don't, we'll make fun of them, like this one. So
Right.
Collinsville, where the fuck is that? Never been there. But some of us will be there, so that's exciting.
All right. So just a reminder for everyone, to qualify for these nationals, you need some points.
Yes,
Number
sir.
of points differ depending on the location. So North America, you need 12 points. Southeast Asia, you need 10 points. Oceania, you also need 10 points. And for Europe, it's 8.
It's a little bit easier for those across the globe, but the hard part is I don't know. I don't know how I feel entirely. I guess we'll see how this one goes. The way that qualifier points work are quite confusing, and so just in case all of you people out there in YouTube viewer land, I do have to explain this to our locals a lot, and so I guess I will explain it to you guys as well. Is that you need a certain amount of national qualifier points, as we said, and each level of invite cards are worth a certain amount of national qualifier points. Store championship cards are worth 2 national qualifier points. That's a mouthful. Regionals invite cards are worth 3 NQP, and then Ascent Top 32, or I guess now Ascent Day 2 cards are worth 4 NQP. But the hard part for people to grasp is that you do get an amount of points through Omnidex. And so for this year's Nationals, for ALC season, AMB season, and MRC season, not in that order, but we got there.
Yep.
If you were Gold Plus, you get 1 NQP, and then in HVN season, before Nationals, as long as it is the day before you travel to Nationals in your whichever region you're from, depending on what your Omnidex rank is, you get a certain amount of NQP. Bronze is 2, silver is 3, gold is 4, platinum plus is 5. And so I think that part is a little bit confusing for people where, like, if you're a North American player and you need 12 national qualifier points, that is quite a lot, but if you've at least been gold for the entirety of Grand Archive, which a lot of people have been with us for a long time, that accounts for 7 of your 12 national qualifier points. So I have 1.
I also have 1.
No invites for your Lineage Break, boys. We each have our 1 gold point from last season.
Yeah. No. Mine's from ALC.
Oh, okay. You were gold ALC, but
because
not last
I didn't
season.
play in MRC really, and then because I didn't play in MRC, it was impossible to hit it in AMB.
Yep. Shinja has 0. Yeah, that's. Poro has 0. Yeah, it's you guys can tell that maybe there's a correlation to people that do content creation or work for the company. It's hard for us to get NQPs sometimes because we do this for you. So recognize our sacrifice. But anyways, I'll be at Nationals, going to see if I can borrow some cards to come hang out and scrub out, go O2 and whatever. They haven't announced yet if there's going to be a regionals on day 2. Shinja confirmed that in chat live. Because that's the thing that they did last year is everybody that scrubbed out of Nationals day 1, there was the first sort of regionals for the new season.
Yeah.
I
did so bad at that regional.
Yeah, did you play a meme deck? I know a bunch of the boys played a meme deck in day 2 after.
No.
Trent played Sylvie, I think.
Yeah,
before Slimes.
So I had a really good run. I almost day 2 Nationals.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I can't play another 7 rounds of Water Tony because that deck was, it was great. I love that deck, but God, it takes a lot of brain power sometimes to like know when to block and when to take your damage.
Of course.
But so I was like, yeah, I'll just run it through with Luxem. That was a mistake.
Oh yeah, that is the harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like I was 0-2 and like round 3 and like Trevor, Trent, and I were like, okay, if we all scrub out, we'll just drop and go to the amusement park.
That is true.
And I like punished this poor Luxem player for an hour.
Yeah, you beat that guy to death and then conceded, right?
No, I didn't. Like, I
just took the W and dropped?
No. I like brought us to like 55 minutes of the round in game 1 because he didn't know how to end the game.
Sure.
And I was down on resources, so I couldn't end the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like punished him. I was like, you can't kill me and I won't kill you. And then I conceded because I didn't realize Trevor and Trent were staying behind me.
You got to earn your win. You got to suffer through that 55 minutes. All right, so back on the topic of nationals. We also got to see all the prize cards, which is pretty cool.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll pull those up. I saw Trevor spring into action as soon as we said
Prize cards.
Prize cards. Your list of prize cards for anyone who's uninitiated. Of course, you can follow along with us. But it is Lurking Assailant, Windmill Engineer, Blazing Throw, Orb of Hubris, Lightweaver's Assault, Backup Charger, Exercise Curses, and Academy Guide. And so we've seen all of those CPRs now. In chat, you let me know. Like, this is a Dora the Explorer program. Who's your favorite? Which card do you like the best? Because there is a correct answer.
There's 2 correct answers. One more so than the other.
To be fair, I do really like the Lurking Assailant. I think she looks pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of Lurking Assailant, I'm buying those turn-in cards. Let me know. I don't want the CPR.
He wants the CPRs. That's what
I don't want the CPRs. I want the other one. No one even plays Lurking Assailant anymore.
Yeah, it's. I'm thankful that aside from Backup Charger, none of these are cards that I particularly play. I'm actually not like super big on the Backup Charger art. I was complaining about that yesterday. Maybe just Crimson Tears outfit is not my vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But man, that Orb of Hubris, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Yeah, I see.
Woo,
There's
boy.
one cultured man in the audience.
That's the. I've been telling people about that for months, I think, and I don't know if I was supposed to be telling people about that for months, but that is the thing that Poro in the chat, is gonna get in trouble with his boss, told me in Santa Clara, I think, about the Orb of Hubris feat. So I've been spreading that for a while, and now we've seen it. It goes crazy. But yeah, I really do like the Lurking. I think the Lurking is the best art. I'm a fan of the edgy stuff. So that's why I like Orb and Lurking. Is they're both very like dark tonally.
I really hope that we get like a set where this Lurking Assailant fits in pretty well in the art.
Yeah, man. Like reader flavor text is so sick. You know, very very edgy. And so we're here for the edgelord stuff. Hopefully we get an edgelord set.
Yeah.
In DTR. So.
Yeah. Give me spooky. Give me ghosts. Give me vampires. Yeah.
So those are all of your invite cards. Hopefully you guys are going to nationals. Good luck to all of you. All of the prize pools are here as well. Not going to spend a whole lot of time going through those. They're all actually like pretty similar, which I found interesting. That like NA is very obviously going to be the biggest one. I think that's not absurd. I think Oceania will probably eventually eclipse us, but seeing as they only started having regionals and stuff, I think in MRC, I think they missed ALC season for the most part in Oceania. It's going to take a while for them to catch up. So at least for this year, NA is going to be the biggest one, but the prize pool disparity is like way closer than I would have thought. Like the first through fourth prizes are like basically the same across the board, which is pretty impressive, especially when like you assume that EU Nats is going to be pretty small. But what I was alluding to earlier is I'm curious to see how national season goes, because the way that NQP works is when you turn in an invite card. They are one use only. So you turn in your Lurking Assailant at North American Nats. Is the only place that you can use it. But all of your Omni decks, NQP can be used in every Nationals. So even if you are like a North American player and all of your invite cards are NA and they'll say what region they're for on the card, you can take your 7-8 points to any of the other Nationals, and for some like EU I believe is only 8 points. So like if you were gold plus every season and you're plat in HVN season, you can just go to European Nationals for free basically.
Right. You don't even need an invite card.
So I'm really curious if and I hope not, but I'm curious if we're gonna see a bunch of like big name NA players that I know are traveling all over the place win national slots from other regions, which obviously well within their right, but I would love to see obviously representatives from their own region be the ones that get to go to Worlds.
I'm kind of on the line that like I think that nationals should be a national thing.
Right.
I don't think NA players should be able to go and play in the European one.
Yeah, it's tough. I assume it's like a consolation to size, right? Like they want the tournament to be bigger, they want it to be more prestigious, and so obviously it's going to be a harder tournament because the NA players like Terry can travel to all of the nationals.
Right.
So that does mean that there'll be much more competitive events and just larger in general. Not to say that any region is better than any other region, but just more players means a more competitive field.
Yeah, I understand. It just feels bad when your SEA player, national winner of last year, Limelight, Jason May,
Yeah, known SCA player,
yeah.
Limelight.
Yeah, it just feels bad sometimes. For the people that are in that region, I could see.
So yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. But hey, you out there, if you're watching, make sure that you win for your region. EU players, don't let these heinous North American players in. SEA, don't let fucking Limelight win your tournament again. Aaron, come on, you're better than that. Don't let this Jason May come in and steal your trophy,
steal the show, as they say.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it goes for sure. But those are coming up, so we have those in a couple of weeks down with Limelight. Yeah. I got the live update from one Shinja that we have a new spoiler, which we cannot pull up on the screen for you. Sorry about that.
You lost.
I lost? It's a mage card?
It is a water mage card.
Shinja lied to me. He said it was a new cleric card. He's a liar. That's fine. I like mage cards.
All right. Well, we'll get this. This card is called Dynasty Chancellor. It's a water element, 2 reserve cost, ally mage human, with intercept on enter if your shifting currents face north. Put the top 2 cards of your deck into your graveyard. Deluge 3. On death, if you have 3 or more water element cards in your graveyard, draw a card. It's a 0/1.
Seems fine.
It's fine. It is alluding towards a direction of water Kongmin being the stratagem deck.
True. That's true. That's fine in theory. Right.
Yeah. She's kind of like a better.
She's like a really shitty library witch.
A better library witch.
Depends how you look at it.
She's hot.
She's a hotter library witch.
That's what I'm saying.
True. But she's a rare, for those asking. Yeah, seems fine. The part about spoiler season now is that I guess Erupting Rhapsody was a rare, right? But we've seen all of the SRs, we've seen all the URs, and so a lot of the like flashy stuff has already been done with. So we're gonna see some filling out of some archetypes for sure. I think that's obviously why we're seeing Kongming support here, is that she's been sort of thrown by the wayside, I think, and so they're giving her a little bit of support in HVN is good. It seems like we're really leaning into these color archetype keywords, being Deluge and Kindle and what's the wind one? Is there a
Suppress?
Is there not a wind one?
I don't think there's a
Deluge and Kindle for sure.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of support in HVN. Speaking of spoilers for Grand Archive, this week we did our social media campaign, which seems to be a new trend of things that we're going to do for spoiler season. We had one last season for Mortal Ambition, and it was a little bit easier, I think. I think we needed like 800 likes, and it took us like 8 hours or something.
Yeah.
Like took us a day, but they upped the stakes on this one, and in order to see our last UR and our last non-Spirit SR, we needed to get a lot of likes on that there Twitter, and it took a couple of days.
Yeah.
But we finally got there last night, just in time for the show. So thank you all for clicking that button on x.com or whatever. I know that website sucks, so thank you for being there and clicking on it. While you're on X, you can follow us as well. But I did want to talk a little bit about at least the Dolphin and the UR that we got.
I would also like
from
to
the
talk
campaign.
about the uncommon, because I think the card is pretty good, actually.
Is that the wind one?
Yeah.
All right, we can start there. Take a look at Whirlwind Threads. No, that's the common, but is that the one we're talking about?
No. Razorblade Execution is the common. Whirlwind Threads is the uncommon that I want to talk about.
Whirlwind Threads is a common, but it's okay. We can talk
really?
about Whirlwind Threads, which is a very, very good card.
It says uncommon right here.
Whirlwind Threads is a 1-cost wind action tamer spell. Fast. Put a quest counter on your champion. If an object was suppressed this turn, put Whirlwind Threads into your memory.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
good.
card's really good. I've seen a lot of people talking about this. This might actually be, no meme, the most exciting card that we got from the campaign.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Byaku now. I've been saying for a while that I want to play Big Tiger, and I think Big Tiger is probably really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when we were looking at it earlier, and we're going to spend some time on the show today talking about, I guess, sort of the set as a whole, and how the champions have lined up, and how archetypes are looking. Obviously, again, we're missing some commons, but we have I think a pretty good idea of what things are going to look like. But this is a perfect example of a card that says common on the card. Maybe it was the uncommon spoiler.
It is, yeah.
They're dummies. It says common on the card. I'm looking at the card. But this is a great example of sort of like archetype defining cards that we're still going to see probably in the set. We're missing, I think, like 80 cards or something that are obviously lower rarity, but I think Byaku, when we were looking at it, is a like pretty slow quest to fulfill, right? But pretty consistent. It does have that suppress written right on the Fate Stone, and you can leverage cards like Baby Green Slime to reset your Fate Stone, right? So you suppress something with your Fate Stone, you play Baby Green, you flicker your Fate Stone, it gets that once ability back.
Right.
But that's pretty slow. And I think Whirlwind Threads is going to be a way to really accelerate that. A card that obviously doesn't have a lot of text once you've flipped your Byaku, but doesn't ever lose you card advantage. You just keep playing it over and over and over and over again. And so this probably leads to Byaku being like turn 3 maybe, or 3 turns with it on board. I mean, once you level the Gojo, so that's a way faster than we had thought it was going to be, and I think that does lend a lot of consistency to that deck that was probably going to be a lower to the ground win deck to begin with. Like, you're probably not playing a whole lot of Luxem support in that sort of suppressed deck. So this, I think, does give it a lot of power to be able to do that a little bit faster, which is pretty good. Steven, I see you pull up this Fire Girl. You want to talk about her? She's our actual uncommon.
Yeah, now we have an actual uncommon, which was marked as a rare. It is Ashwick Cremator. It's a fire, reserve cost 2, ally cleric human. Class bonus, at the beginning of your end phase, if you have no cards in your hand, deal 2 damage to each champion on a 2/1 body.
She's hot.
She is hot.
Literally. Like,
Smoke
she's on
weaves
fire.
a suffocating shroud, far more deadly than the flames behind it.
Smoke weed?
Smoke weed on the card? Smoke weaves.
She eat the weed.
Weaves. She eat the weave.
She eat the weave. Please don't eat anybody's weave. That's an awful mental image. She just comes up, she eats your weave. All right, great. This card seems fine. It's a little bit unclear to me. I'm not a burn player. I'm not a fire aggro player, and I think that the fire Dao Chen deck looks really good.
Oh wait, no, we're just
I think you're dumb. I've seen this is the uncommon. Whirlwind was the common. It's okay. You don't have to blame the poor Jaden on the social media account.
No, it was just me.
We fucked it up. Yeah. But that's okay. It's unclear to me how good this Fire Dao-Chan deck is. It looks good. It's got a lot of like really powerful cards in it, but I think it's the sort of it's the situation where it's hard to judge these cards in a vacuum.
Right.
I feel like this was very true of cards like Rococo, who is obviously a good card, but does have a real cost to her. And so a card like this, which seems very strong, that once you are hellbent, you have no cards in hand, this is not only a body, but deals some damage. And if you stack your triggers correctly and you have the Fire Fantasia in play, I forget what it's called. We'll get all the names up here in the gray eventually. That draws a card, you can trigger this first and then draw that card into your memory, right? Mm-hmm. I just don't know how easy that's going to be. But I think if that turns out to be a viable strategy, this card is going to be pretty good. So we will see. Next up is our rare spoiler. We have Drowned Exorcist. This is a girl from Extricating Touch. She's so hot.
I agree.
4 cost, water, cleric, human, 2/2. Level 2+. On enter, each player banishes all non-water elements from their graveyard. Deluge 8. On death, if you have 8 or more water element cards in your graveyard, draw 2 cards.
It's pretty good.
I like this card a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know how good this card is, but I like this card a lot. I think that Deluge 8 ability may be copium. When I saw this card, I was extremely excited to put it into Water Rye, which has historically been a pretty bad deck. Shout out to my Rye players out there. That the problem with Rye, and I think we talked about this when we were talking about Harbinger of Lightning, is that he's not really allowed to play a card advantage game because he has to hard level, because there's very few ways for him to get arcane cards into his banish zone. However, she like basically literally just does that for you. Yeah. She doesn't remove any of your float, because assuming all of your float is water, and she does get rid of all of your arcane cards and put them into your banish to get levels. And then sure, your Deluge 8, if she dies and draws 2 cards, is Pog. You're probably playing Primordial Rituals in your deck, right? But that's not exactly the point. I think this card's pretty good. Obviously I don't think that deck is pretty good. I think that deck's probably a little bit copium. But this card does allow you to play that sort of strategy, which I think is cool. I like when cards enable new strategies and do cool things, even though they probably won't see competitive play. I'd be like kind of shocked if Drowned Exorcist was making the competitive rounds, but she will be making the rounds in my cursed Rye decks, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Steven, you like penguins?
Penguins are all right.
Sorry, I mean dolphins. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
The dolphins and penguins, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. This one less than the first one. So we have Pelagic Fatestone. It's a water 4 reserve cost. Item Tamer Fatestone. On enter, draw a card to memory. Goja bonus. When this card is banished from your graveyard to pay for a memory cost, put it onto the field transformed. This card has floating memory as well.
Can you give me your best dolphin noise, Steve?
Nope.
You gave it to me last night in
did.
Discord, and you guys really missed it. It was a banger.
So when this card is summoned from your graveyard from removing it for float, it becomes Slick Torrent Rider. Is a water 4 reserve cost ally Tamer Beast Fate-bound Dolphin. At the beginning of your recollection, put the top card of your deck into your graveyard. It's a 0/3. Dolphins are regarded as the protectors of the sea, known to guide lost soldiers through the most treacherous of waters.
So we gotta have a word with Bell, our story lead, about the flavor text on this one. Aren't dolphins like traditionally assholes? Aren't they just like actual awful pieces of shit?
Not always. They have been known to save people in the water.
Oh, okay, all right.
But there are other allegations that they can't dodge.
There's some dolphin allegations going around. They're not the nicest sea creatures.
Correct.
You know? So they're real smart though. Apparently,
They are, yeah.
This guy looks pretty smart.
They're like the next smartest things to humans.
Smarter than me, surely.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. This card's like fine. It's it very much feels similar to the last one, where it's cool. It's got some cool stuff going on. It allows you to do some really interesting things. I don't know that means that it's going to be super powerful. I think it's an easier include into like the Genbu deck. It is just a card with floating memory that does give you the value, quote unquote. However, I think that the like value that it gives you is a little bit worse than a lot of people are giving it credit for. I mean, you said yesterday it's basically a fractal vein that your opponent can kill, and if they kill it, they're sad because it gives you a floating memory. So he probably just like sits on the board forever, and he's a fractal vein that you got for free, which is not bad. I mean, it's like surely good. But a lot of people are talking about the combination with Primordial Ritual and stuff is like cute, and you can send him to your graveyard, and then he becomes a floating memory again, and then you use that floating memory, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know that any of that is really worth it, but I think you'll surely play him in your Genbu deck. It's really good when you mill it. It's really bad when you draw it. That's about it.
Yeah,
but he's cool. It's an interesting card. I like. I would much rather cards like this than ones that are like Razor Gale Calling, right? Like, I guess that's a bad example too. But cards that are just like overtly powerful are less fun than cards like this that are a little bit more niche and have some interesting strategies that you can apply to them.
When I build my Genbu deck, this will be 4 of it.
Oh, surely, yeah. I think if you're playing Tamer Mill, you surely just slam it into your deck. But I think there will be times that this card feels really bad when you draw it. And
Probably.
Like, what do I do with this thing?
Cast it and you draw a card.
Cast it for 4 and draw a card in memory. Yeah. So. That's Slick Torrent Rider. That's our dolphin daddy. And then, after much to do, a long, arduous campaign, many likes on X.com, we got our final UR. So many people. Our producer, Trevor, from Proxies Codex, involved. We're thinking this was going to be an Umbra card because of the place that it sits in the set list. There was lots of speculation. I thought that was just some copium that Trevor was smoking, but I saw it a lot from a lot of people.
With the Umbra thing?
Yeah, the Umbra thing.
Dude,
and I saw it so much that I started believing it, and I was like, well, that could be pretty cool.
It would be cool, but like surely you're smoking crack on this one.
But yeah, this is not at all the card that we thought it was. It is a cool card. Maybe again, I'm a hater. But anyways, we'll give it a read. This is Huaji of Heaven's Rise. Hopefully that's right. It is a 0 memory cost, normal Regalia weapon warrior. Pole arm 1, power 2 durability. Class bonus, unique warriors you control can attack using this weapon. Class bonus at the beginning of your end phase if your champion is Exia element. You may pay 3 reserve if you do. Transform Huaji of Heaven's Rise into the other one, which is Huaji of Abyssal Fall. 0 reserve cost. Exia. Regalia weapon. Warrior polearm. 3 power. Now this is something that got people confused. I guess we'll read the text first and then we'll get there. Class bonus, unique warrior allies can attack using this weapon. On attack, you may have Huaji of Abyssal Fall deal 10 unpreventable damage to the attacker. If you do, this attack gets +3. So this does not have a durability stat on the back. Me and my smooth brain was like, it have no durability. You attack with this forever. That's great. That's not how it works. It does keep the durability from its front side, flips to the other side. That's the reason it doesn't have a durability status, because it's on the front side. So it has 2 durability. You can use it twice. Obviously, you can, put durability counters on it like you can any other weapon. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
I do have a question, right?
Yeah, hit me.
So
I'm a judge, I promise.
Obviously, if Jin hit you with this,
yes,
Jin take 10.
Yes.
But if I do the Galahad thing and pick it up with an ally,
yes,
they take 10.
Yes.
Or I take 10.
No. Galahad take 10.
Oh, Galahad take 10.
And die. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically this deal 10 unpreventable damage to the attacker thing is a May ability, so you don't have to do it. That is basically just for Zhao Yun, the UR from Mortal Ambition that has on-kill gain immortality. So as long as he's immortal, he can take the 10 and attack with this for 6.
Right.
Or I guess for 10.
Or
total.
Jin pick it up and stab you with it and take 10.
Yeah, Jin can as well, and Jin probably will, but the rest of your allies are probably just using this like a Galahad sword and attacking for 3.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I don't want to say this is a bad card, right? It's a 0 cost weapon that potentially attacks for 12. Like, that's reasonable. It does have a couple of like really heinous downsides though, which I find strange.
Yeah.
For this being a UR, is that 2 durability is not a lot. It is like this sick weapon that you not only have to materialize, but you also have to pay for in your end step. So you can't materialize this and flip it. You have to materialize this, end of your turn, pay 3, flip it. Your next turn, you can attack with it. That's a lot to ask for, which is reasonable. However, once you flip it, it only has 2 durability. You only get to attack with it twice. It is like probably worse than your Shuangji.
Right.
If you're playing Jin.
Right.
It's very strange.
I could see a world where this is good in like a wind Jin list.
Yeah.
I saw it in chat there, and I have to agree with it because then you can like flicker it and reuse it later.
Yeah, it's again, I think all of the cards that we got in the social media campaign, it's an interesting card for sure. It does have some things that you can do to manipulate it, but like usually the hope is that the URs in the set are just like overtly extremely strong, and I really don't feel this way about this card, but I'm not a Jin player, and so maybe I am underestimating the 10 damage that you get to deal to yourself, the ability to have an extra weapon in your deck. I don't know. I'm curious to see where the Jin players go with it. I do think it's sort of interesting in a non-Exia deck, which is the strange part about this card. That like you assume that Exia URs, which it is sort of, are supposed to be in these level 3 centric decks, but like me personally, looking at this from the outside as a non-warrior, non-Jin player, the strongest that this card seems to me is that you're like playing a low to the ground aggro deck, wind allies, water allies, or whatever, and then to like get over the finish line at the end of the game, you level up to 3, you flip your Huaji of Abyssal Fall, and then you like attack them for 6. And it's a good way to get burst at the end of the game, but like it's not a thing that it feels like your deck is supposed to be built around. It does give a lot more context to that Omni Shroud card that we got a little bit earlier in spoiler season. That gives your weapon Omni Shroud and puts 2 durability counters on it.
Yeah, I would like to point out to chat, you cannot flip this in Lorraine. You have to be an Exia champion.
Yes, yeah, your champion does have to be Exia, so you either have to be Lubu flipped or Jin. And if I will give you my collection if you are a flipped Lubu and then you flip your Huaji that you got the turn before is insane. Yeah, that's like, you know, GG, you win the game forever, sort of, you know, swag. So
yeah, so you put
she's on the card. It's so sick.
You put this under your Quicksilver Grail. So then when you're like, haha, I got him, I'm Lubu. Then you crack this and pay 3 at the end phase to flip it.
Your end phase, yeah. So I don't know. Again, I think maybe I'm the wrong target audience for this, and maybe it's sweeter than I thought. I guess that's the wrong word. It is definitely very sweet. I think it's cool. It's got a lot of cool things you can do with it.
Yeah.
I don't think that it seems particularly strong, though.
Yeah.
But that is our last UR for the set. So that does give us sort of a look at what the set looks like. A lot of Tamer support. A lot more Exia support than I had thought, which is good. I think Jin does need it. There's quite a few cards to support Jin, not only this, but also at lower rarities as well. But that is our whole set. We'll get some more trickled throughout the next couple of weeks, I assume. And I believe at Ascent Melbourne, which is next week, I believe they are doing a world premiere, at least of the Recollection decks. I think sort of similar to Worlds last year, but Recollection decks do have booster packs in them. So I think we should, assumingly, through that world premiere event, see all of the cards next week in Melbourne. But how are you feeling about the set, Steve? Holistically,
I think the set is very strong. I I think it's introducing a few new archetypes to the game that I think were kind of missing beforehand.
Right.
I think that the control deck meta is going to be extremely strong with players that can play control decks.
Mm-hmm.
I think the aggro players.
That's not you, Chet. You suck.
I think the aggro players are probably in a really good space. Allies have been pretty bad for a while, for the most part. And I think that with Goja and most of her support that we've seen, lends me to think that ally strategies are back on the table.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely an interesting set. I think it overtly seems higher powered than we've gotten in a while. I think maybe MRC was about this power level. It was just a little bit harder for us to see. I think we'll always be looking back on MRC with sort of the wrong impression of it because of the strength of the recollection decks, but also them being the first recollection decks sort of, I think, like clouded the existence of a lot of the cards in MRC, even though they were overtly very powerful. Obviously, that's where like Icebound Slam comes from, right? But looking at this set from the outside, it does seem like probably the strongest set we've gotten in a while. Probably even stronger than MRC, I think. Maybe the recollection decks are weaker than like Slime's was, but I think the set as a whole seems stronger than MRC was. And the thing that I find so interesting is that there is some archetype support here. There's definitely some cards that fit into some existing decks, and I think a lot of those feel like really cool build-arounds. I think about the, I always forget her name, but the Imbue 3 normal card, the Kumai ally that's getting a CSR. Yep. That sort of leans you into that Dawn of Ashes norm exclusive deck. I think there's a lot of cards like that are like cool build-arounds for other archetypes, but it seems like more so than A and B. The weird part about this being a supplemental set and A and B being a main set, it feels like this set introduces entirely new archetypes better than A and B did, where A and B felt like, you know, like Kong Ming was pretty weak. We'll see how she shakes out after HVN. And Jin was also pretty weak. Jin was his own strategy. I think they did a great job of making Jin feel like Jin, but was also pretty weak in the last meta. We haven't really seen any of the A and B quote unquote archetypes really making waves other than Razor Gale in this last format. So I think that HVN seems to be changing that. I think the Dao Transport seems really good. I think Guoja seems insanely strong for those that want to play allies and big animals and beasts. So I think that is cool. I am very interested to see if these new champions make a splash competitively. I think to circle back on the A and B thing, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that the new champions in A and B weren't like giga broken and running the meta. I think games like that, where the new champions are always the strongest ones, feel pretty bland. Like I want older archetypes to be good, but hopefully it seems like HVN is a good middle ground, where I think the Dao Chen and Guoja do seem competitively viable, but also we will get some support for some older archetypes as well. Yeah, lots of self-mill support, lots of fire aggro support, as you said. Yep. I think it's good, and then a little bit of a sprinkle of cool build arounds here and there. I think is awesome. So.
It's also very interesting that just like in a set that I guess isn't really focused on mage, and because we didn't see any arcane in A and B, that with the inclusion of these new arcane cards that we're seeing in the set, that Rai is kind of getting like the breath of life he kind of needed to come back into maybe being a competitive deck again.
Yeah, I sure hope so. There's a lot of at least interesting things to try with Rai, which I think is cool. I don't know if any of them will land, and if Rai will be like tier 1. I think that's a bit of a far cry. But like we have a friend who just started playing the game, and I made a whole box of decks. You guys probably saw that post on Twitter. If you guys follow me on Twitter, do that. Where I made a whole box of decks for him to try, and
Rye was the deck.
Rye was the deck that he chose. Yeah, sorry, my brain exploded there. Yeah, Rye was the deck he chose, and that.
And we were clowning on him for like weeks because he was like, I'm going to play Rye, and like Rye's unplayable.
It was my fault for sure. Rye was a deck that I had built, so I just like put it in the box. I was like, oh, I already have this built. He can try out Rye if he wants to. That was my mistake.
But hey, he benefited because all these new arcane cards seem pretty good and might be able to put him back in the map.
Well, that's it, right? Like, I don't think that Rye is going to be super busted.
No.
But like, you want your hero to be playable. You want
Right.
people to show up to locals and not feel like they're doing themselves a disservice by playing their terrible champion, right? And so hopefully that means that that Rye will at least be like a deck that's on the map and something that
Right.
you have to consider that you might see in an event. I think is pretty cool. So I think I had another thought and it totally left my brain and I can't remember what it is, but yeah, really excited to see these heroes make a splash and hopefully some older decks to pop up as well. And we will see shortly, not as shortly as next week. Melbourne is going to be our last event with the HVN or with the A&B meta post Icebound Slam ban. So we'll see how that goes. Good luck to everybody that's going to Melbourne next week. But the week after that will be HVN release, and then the week after that is Seattle. So we'll see what shakes out at Seattle.
I love fresh metas.
Yeah.
A big event going in. Everyone has 1 week to prepare with all the new cards. See what shakes out.
It's going to be a really interesting deck. Who knows if it's a meme or not, but I've been seeing a lot of posting from the true Cactus Gaming folks about their broken Tier 0 deck. So we'll see if there is this meta defining broken deck or if that's a cope. It's 50-50 either way. Yeah. So we'll see. But I think that's all we have for you guys this week.
Yeah.
We do, of course, have Melbourne next week, so we'll be talking about that. That's just a weird timing where I think our show will be like probably mid Melbourne because they're so far ahead of us.
So we'll talk about the first couple of rounds.
But we have Melbourne to talk about next week, and then, of course, HVN after that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to catch the show, you can catch the show here live every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Asterisk. And if you want to catch the previous week's show, you can catch it here on the YouTube channel, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Asterisk. I think I might actually change the day that we upload the previous show. We saw some pretty good numbers from the Monday.
Okay.
So maybe we'll be changing that in the future. But for now, that is the plan. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next week.
Have a good one, guys.
Woo!
Woo woo.
We made it. What were you saying, Trev? I don't have your mic on. Yeah, the disc is full. Yeah, I always forget to check until it's too late. That's okay. We can just rip it off the tuber. Not the end of the world. It is still streaming, I assume, yeah. Yeah, it just stopped recording. Woo! Hi, Poro. How you doing? Poro, you gonna be at Nationals? You better. You better be there. And I'll see you there. Thanks for the jam. We're jamming. Probably? What's that shit? What's that mean? I don't want to hear any of that. Everybody go to Nationals. Everybody go to Seattle. We won't be there, but Steven's right. Sick event. We love fresh new metas. See everybody playing their sweet Guoja decks or whatever. I think Guoja's going to be nuts. I think Tamer might be the Grand Archive Boogeyman. You be there. You going to Nationals, Log? Is that what you're saying? Imagine being Terry and catching strays on stream. He was in chat. I saw him in chat. He knows. Knows he was catching those strays on purpose. I see you. Oh, Seattle. Yeah, true.
Log, you can come here now if you would like. I know you were waiting for permission.
Nah,
you are fine.
Haters. Yeah, we are haters for sure. Hey, congrats on that regional W there, by the way.
Yeah.
Get that sweet Diana. It's too bad you were playing a cringe deck, but congrats or something. I think Gojo will be strong out of the box, but like Slime's low ceiling, Dao-Chan will be Tristan. I sort of hope so, but there is one cringe cleric, and you found him. Yeah, I think both decks will not be like the last ones. I think is sort of how I feel about it. Where like I think Wojo will be less strong out of the box than Slime's was, but I think she will have more expression and more deck building opportunities than Slime's had. And I think Dao-Chan will be probably just weaker than Tristan in general. But same thing, probably more deck building opportunities.
Yeah, I think
Tristan is like basically an unplayable deck outside of Wind.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make Tristan good unless you're playing like Assassin Water Allies,
right.
but that like barely counts as a Tristan deck. Whereas I think Dao-Chan does have like Dao-Chan specific expressive strategies outside of her Recollection deck.
Right.
Rank the Shenjus. Oh, that's fun because I know that you guys have an internal ranking. I'm sure. Who do you want to go first, Steve? Me or you?
Oh, are we gonna just individually rank or?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay. Hit me. First to last.
First to last.
Or last to first.
Last to first.
That's more fun.
There's a dragon.
Worst. Yeah.
Genbu.
Mm.
Byaku.
Yeah.
Suzaku.
Yeah, it's less fun. I agree. Actually, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's 100%.
Rank
too.
the clerics. That's easy.
There could be a chance that Genbu is better than Byaku. I think that's possible.
Yeah, there is a chance there.
I think 4 and 1 are very clear to me.
Yeah, 4 and 1 are very clear. I don't want Genbu to be better than Byaku because I like Big Tiger.
Mm.
We also haven't seen Genbu's command yet.
That's true. Wait, no, we have to have, right? Like, they're all SRs. We surely have to have seen it.
I don't remember seeing it.
Oh, there's still 5 SRs? Dude, what is Chess Club doing? Like, what are we doing? I'm using this fucking sheet that you made like gospel, and it doesn't
the
work.
Lineage Break squad. Well,
Why is
tough.
Trent first? It depends. Our like Lineage Break squad, God bless them, love them all to death, is very large. Like there's lots of people that are on the Lineage Break team,
Right.
So it's very hard to rank them because I don't know who wants to be associated with us or what, and so
Right.
Trent is first though, of course.
Sure.
Why am I not? Why are you not what on the Lineage Break team, dude? Get Schwartz and Truber out of here.
Are we getting memed? Are we getting memed right now?
You can come on the team, Terry. All right, get that guy out of here. He's old news. You don't want multiple Ascent winner champion level players to play with. You want shitheads like Steve and I that have 0 national qualifier points.
Yeah, but next time you come to Massachusetts with everyone, I would have stuck around if Terry was here.
What? Terry was here.
Terry was here. I'm lying. Never mind. I didn't sleep last night.
Just hung out with Terry while he was here.
I could have. Yeah, I didn't.
He's a great guy, that Terry.
Yeah, I'm a dummy.
Yeah. It was Isaac that didn't make it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I didn't sleep last night. And I was drinking pretty heavily while I was playing League with Cam.
It's easy to look over my head. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
kept scanning the horizon. You look right over Terry.
Yeah, I did want to come back and play Commander with you folks, but
dude, word on the street. I saw Caben make a post on Merlin's asking for crowdsourcing for his Commander YouTube channel. Names. Yeah. So apparently you guys are all in on the Commander.
That's
train.
sick.
Joining the Magic content creator grind. So congratulations. Oh snap! I assume you're involved, Terry. It leaked. He posted it in a public Discord. Congratulations. I hope it's sick. I will watch. I watch a lot of Magic content for a game that I don't play and that I hate, so I will be happy to watch you guys play. What did I want to do? Oh, somebody asked us to rank the cleric, so that was Terry.
Yeah.
It's Vanitas on the bottom.
Yeah, Vanitas.
Dao-Chan Ari.
I gotta disagree with you. I never played Ari, so I don't have any. To me, it's Vanitas, Ari, Dao-Chan.
Ari broken. Now it's now that it's announced on Lineage Break Stream, it's official. That is true. Final Fantasy, though, man. Yeah, like, I quit Magic a long time ago, but obviously I run a Magic adjacent store. I'm a big Final Fantasy guy, so I'm super, super excited for the Final Fantasy stuff. So I will once again build a commander deck.
You can come and hang out while I play Kefka.
Yeah.
And only Kefka.
I'm fingers crossed that they give me a Riku Legendary that's in colors that I want, that has text that I like.
I'm kind of the same. Like, the colors don't matter so much, but I really hope Kefka isn't just shit.
Yeah. Don't you want to chop down SpongeBob with Cloud teamed up with Spider-Man? Yeah, I hate it. I think we're going to be in the... this is the sweet spot where Final Fantasy is going to come out, and I was saying this to a friend of ours yesterday, that right now, I'm a Magic hater for sure. If any of you guys have spoken to me in person, you know how much I hate Magic. However, I'm not a Universes Beyond hater, because I really liked Lord of the Rings, and when Lord of the Rings came out, I was like, if I like this one, I'm not allowed to yuck somebody else's yum, right? Like, if you're big into Assassin's Creed, I'm glad for you, poggers. And I think it's okay for Magic to be this, like, Fortnite melting pot, right? Where you sit down in your commander pod, and you have your 3 opponents, and probably in everybody's deck, let's say, of a 100-card singleton deck, maybe 5, let's be generous, and we'll say 10 cards in their 100-card singleton deck are like Universes Beyond cards, right? That's fine. Whatever. It's like you're playing Magic the Gathering, you have a sprinkle of other IPs in it. It's exactly like playing Fortnite, right? Like, here's a Naruto character here and there, right? But you're all playing Fortnite. I think after the fucking Marvel shit, right? Because, like, Spider-Man's coming out this year, but we're getting, like, I don't know, what is it, like 6 full fucking booster sets of Marvel characters?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just
a billion.
I thought it was just the Spider-Man one, and then the Secret Lair.
For Spider-Man. But they have the Marvel rights. So next year, we're going to get Captain America or whatever, right? Yeah, oh yeah. They said that the Marvel thing is going to be a multi-year long plan for Magic the Gathering. And so I think this time next year, the game will be holistically unrecognizable. I think it will be the Marvel trading card game that has a splash of Magic the Gathering in it. And then I will be, like, truly upset. You know?
Yeah, my only hope, and it is a little bit of copium, I understand, but my favorite author loves Magic the Gathering.
Mr. Sanderson.
Mr. Brandon Sanderson loves Magic the Gathering and loves doing collabs with things. And I can only hope.
Surely not going to get a full booster set, but I could definitely see a Sanderson, like, Secret Lair or whatever.
Secret Lair or, like, a Commander something.
Maybe, yeah.
But, yeah, that's my hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I will be, indeed, buying at least the 4 Commander decks. And
yeah, I'll be buying a bunch for sure.
Yeah.
Very excited.
I don't know what else. And to answer your question, Cam loves the Final Fantasy trading card game.
I do.
I've bought a starter deck, and I've played with Cam a few times. I think it's all right.
I think, shout out to Grand Archive. My favorite game. My favorite trading card game of all time. I've never loved a game as much as I love Grand Archive, and I think that's really true. But this comes up a lot, where there's, like, many points in my life where I would maybe have never played Grand Archive, and over, like, COVID, like 2020, 2021, I was super into the Final Fantasy TCG, playing competitively as much as I could. That was lots of, like, online stuff, and we had one local that was, like, still running stuff, but, you know, store championships and all that. I had plans to go out to one of the regionals in Illinois that, you know, didn't work out. Bye, Terry. Love you.
Bye, Terry.
I think the Final Fantasy TCG is so fucking sick. It's, like, legitimately such a well-designed game and so fun to play. I played a birthing pod deck for a really long time, which was just, like, unbelievably cool. Nobody fucking plays that game. Square Enix is the worst company, and they just do not want to support it at all. And that feels so bad. It is 100% on the back of Square Enix's support. And, like, I had this anecdotal experience, of course, right, where I had somebody come into the shop, this was maybe 6 months ago, who lives in Japan. They were here visiting family or whatever. It was over the holidays. 6 months ago. I don't know. Anyways, they were here from Japan, and they were big Final Fantasy TCG players. They were at the store to buy Flesh and Blood stuff, but they're big FFTCG players. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome to hear that other people play Final Fantasy TCG. I love that game a whole lot, but there's no fucking support in NA. Is the support at least better in its home country of Japan? And they were like, no, they don't support the game there either. They just don't give a fuck. And they still make it. Like, there's a new set that comes out every fucking 2 months. We're on, like, set 30 now of the Final Fantasy TCG.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
It's such a good game, man. It feels so bad. So, anyways, if Final Fantasy was actually supported, I probably never would have played Grand Archive. So, counting our lucky stars. Glad to be here. But I do really like that game. Sorry for the long aside about Final Fantasy. I sold all my decks, I'm afraid. But anytime somebody wants to play, let me know. It goes crazy. I played Final Fantasy VII Birthing Pod, and it was the sickest deck of all time.
I could see that game being really cool to play, but I've only played a starter deck.
It was so cool.
For a Final Fantasy game that I've never played.
It was Value Pod. Oh, so cool. It was like you have what's the Vanifar? The Birthing Pod on a creature.
Yeah.
Was a 2-drop in your deck? And so you did like Vanifar pod lines where you would tap your 2-drop and then get things that untap your pod and then pod all the way up to your like 8-drop.
That's sick.
It was so cool. That deck was unbelievably cool. Super sweet game. So, well, now you can put Birthing Pod into your Final Fantasy Commander deck. It's true.
Can you? Isn't Birthing Pod banned in Commander?
In Commander, no fucking way. There's no way that card's banned in Commander. That card sucks.
I don't know.
That card sucks cock.
I'm putting Birthing Pod in my
you
Commander
could be
deck.
right. Fucking Sylvan Primordial's banned. Like, I don't understand the ban list at all. So
I'm putting Birthing Pod in my Commander deck as soon as it gets delivered to my house.
Yeah.
Manufacturing bag.
Nice.
Putting that card back in my deck.
I'm going to manufacture your nuts in my mouth.
Wow. You heard it here, folks.
Hey, you guys hungry? What do you want to eat?
I don't know. That's not my choice.
We're going to ask Trevor, I guess. One thing I hate about GA are the current rulings. All right. I'll bite.
What ruling?
I'll bite. What does that mean?
Yeah. What,
I'll bite.
What ruling are we talking about?
Chat. Let's chat. I don't know.
You know who's banned in my modern? Andrew Texera.
Who's banned in my modern? I would never ban Andrew Texera.
Andrew Texera is banned. Oh, that's a layers issue.
All right, Jamie, I couldn't agree more. However, I don't think there's anything wrong with the rules. I think they put the wrong text on Nullifying Lantern. Yeah. I'm like totally fine that Fracturize works the way that it does on Nullifying Lantern because that is just like how layers work, also in Magic. However, they should not have templated Nullifying Lantern like that. That is for sure a mistake. Like the way that the rules work, I get it. Should they have made Nullifying Lantern the way that it is? God, no. It should, like they fixed it, right? With Nullifying Mirror is surely how Lantern should have been templated.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately how replacement effects work.
I agree, Jimmy.
Andrew, are you coming in today? Because Log and I think Log's brother are playing Commander, so you can come do that today.
What are we doing?
We're playing Commander.
Magic's banned.
I'm here for 8 hours every Friday. I'm going to do something.
Magic's banned.
Well, see, you can't hit me for 21 Commander damage then.
Oh,
Travis, we're
You're
playing.
I'm locking the doors.
Travis, we're playing Commander. I'm already in here.
I'm locking the doors.
All right, Tex. I'll see you tomorrow.
Steve, have you ever played against our Commander deck? And by our,
no.
I mean
the store ones? Yeah. No, you keep telling me about it,
okay,
but
great.
you won't let me look at it, and you won't. You said I have to experience it.
I'll whip that bitch out. It's around here somewhere. It's the perfect power level for every pod.
The only Commander deck the only time I've ever played Commander with you is at Sean Cronin's house. I made you feel miserable.
Oh my god, that was awful. But it's because Sean Grown's a terrible deck builder, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play the Store Commander deck. It's the perfect power level for every pod. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Admiral Beckett Brass deck.
Yeah, you told me. But I don't know what that card does.
There are 2 pirates in the deck.
Yeah.
For anybody that plays Magic, there's an Admiral Beckett Brass deck. There are exactly 2 pirates in the deck.
I hope one's not Dockside Distortionist.
No,
because that card's banned.
I can't tell you what they are. I was about to tell you, but I can't.
I know.
I can't tell you what they are.
I keep trying to pick. I can't.
It'll give it away.
Listen. This deck has been brought up so many times.
All right, I can give you 3 pieces of information.
I don't want any of it.
This is for chat. Don't worry, they love it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Becca Brass deck. Travis has probably seen the Becca Brass deck. It's a Becca Brass deck. It has 2 pirates in it. Doesn't play Soul Ring. It's 90% basic lands. Not the deck, but like the mana base is 90% basic lands. And that'll all make sense to you, Steven, when you see it. All right. We should probably get going. Stop talking about stupid Magic.
Yeah. We're going to be playing so much Magic today. It's
great.
Dude,
look. Trevor put the spoiler up from Twitter.
Nice.
What a smart guy.
Nice.
All right. Good night. Be well, everybody.
Goodbye.
We will see you next week. Good luck in Melbourne if you're going. If you're not, all right.
Yep.